Hello everyone, my name is Fred. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Alpic, the MCP hosting company. Welcome to this new episode of Code with Fred, a series of tutorials where we learn tips and tricks on how to build ChatGPT and MCP app with Skybridge, our open source framework. Today's episode is focused on improving your agentic experience using Skybridge DevTools. When you build an app using Skybridge, you have a bunch of tools that we ship with it, including Skybridge DevTools, the web interface where you can see how your app will behave, interact with it before you ship it and use it inside your first conversational agent, whether it be the Alpic Playground, ChatGPT made by OpenAI, or Cloud AI made by Anthropic. We found a lot of people usually actively using our skills that is packaged together with Skybridge to power their favorite coding agents with all the knowledge needed in order to build the best app possible. But it was always a bit lagging behind when these coding agents needed to use tools that we also built for human, namely the Skybridge DevTools. Today, we're bridging that gap, making Skybridge DevTools more accessible to coding agents so that they can, just like you, render an app and see how they behave in this DevTools environment. In order to illustrate these new capabilities, I've tasked my favorite coding agent running on Opus to find some visual inconsistencies in the MCP app onboarding flow. The MCP app I'm using as a demonstration here is the demo application that we package with all new Skybridge projects. So you can take this example and run it on a brand new Skybridge installation yourself if you want to experience what it is to have coding agents with the same tools as you. I basically was very blurry on where exactly is the issue, just saying that the step 2 on the onboarding flow is apparently troublesome, that the bug was reported using mobile in France, and the user was not sure whether the temps had any impact on it, whether it was in light or dark mode. And I'm basically asking Opus to try and locate and see how it renders the visual inconsistency I was mentioning. The Chrome-devtools inspector is used as a way to render the Skybridge DevTools. So it's going to open up a new browser that I will just, for the purpose of this demonstration, put next to my running Opus. And what you're going to see is we packaged tools for the coding agents to easily interact with the web interface of Skybridge DevTools without having to manually fill in the name of the user to start the onboarding flow, without having to click the run button, without having to interact with the various controls that we provide on top of the view renderer of Skybridge DevTools. What the coding agent is actually using to interact with the view within Skybridge is WebMCP tools. So first thing it did was list all the tools that are exposed by Skybridge DevTools and use 2 of them. First one to start the onboarding flow, so filling in my name, Frederick, inside the form of the start onboarding flow, and then another one to set mobile to true, the locale to France, and all the various options, controls that you have on top here. This architecture that we are putting together actually empowers any coding agent using Chrome-devtools as a way to interact with application, to interact with Skybridge DevTools as the best way to trigger the rendering of one specific view adjacent to a tool and change the layout without having to go through the trouble of understanding how the Skybridge DevTool is built, taking screenshot all the way along, clicking around. When we did a bunch of testing, without exposing best interaction way through WebMCP tools inside Skybridge DevTools, the coding agent would usually take 35 steps just to reach a just to reach the correct location before actually taking a screenshot that is useful for my debugging purposes. With these new capabilities, it only takes 3 tool calls from the coding agent, 1 to navigate to the correct location, 1 to list available tool, WebMCP tools, and 1 to execute it. This whole process was inspired by ServerSim, which is a project that was built by Evan Bacon, head of AI at Expo, which uses the exact same principle to package an iOS simulator inside your Chrome application. And using his coding agent, he's able to interact with the iPhone package inside the iOS simulator without having to bridge between the existing simulator and the coding agent. If you'd like to know more, this feature is coming in the upcoming release of Skybridge. You can already use the beta.0.0.0 release if you want to give it a first try. I'm happy to share with you as well the name of the GitHub repository where we host Skybridge pull request where we introduce those features, which expose DevTools interface as WebMCP tools. Feel free to interact with me on LinkedIn or on YouTube if you have any additional questions. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye, everyone.